What's going on, y'all? You guys are watching YCF Airboats, and this is a YCF Airboat production. You guys recognize that boat? It was just on Southern Airboats on Facebook for sale. Me and Zach went and got it last night. We bought this thing for $3 grand. $3,000, not 31, not 39, 3,000 even. So it was listed as it wouldn't start. So this morning, what I did, started going everything, checking it. Fuel, spark, all that stuff. Didn't have fuel getting to it. Fixed that problem. Now we got fuel. Didn't have spark. Took the mag cap off the back of the mag, sanded the point. Now we got spark. She's still not starting. Think the carburetor's trashed. Carb is shooting fuel out of the top of the carburetor, out of that hole right there, like a gosh darn hose. So we're gonna work on figuring that out and try to get this thing fired up. Well guys, it has been a long day. We had it turning over so nicely and free, and we had to put a new carburetor on it, so it didn't have spark. I went into the mags, pulled the cap off, sanded the points. We got spark. Didn't have fuel. We got fuel. The reason it wasn't getting fuel is because the line was split and they had tape on it instead of a hose clamp to the tank. I fixed that. We got fuel. I sanded the points of the mags. We got spark. The old 2-barrel that was on there was shot. I tore it all apart. The float was stuck. The needle was stuck. I got it all working freely. Put it back together, and fuel was still just squirting right out the top of it. So I said, enough's enough. We're not worried about a rebuild kit right now. So Joey, he donated his 4-barrel, his secondary 4-barrel, the one he's not going to use, for this boat specifically. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
So, long story short, after we tried to spin it over, it was doing great earlier, and it just, something told me on this side of the motor that there was the jug, it felt rough. The piston just felt rough going in the cylinder and out of the cylinder as we rotated the prop. So I put my hand on each jug as Zach turned the prop, and I figured, well, I assumed the 2 cylinders that felt rough were these 2, the middle and back. I believe number 3 and 5. 3 and 5 cylinders felt rough. Also, I did a compression test on it. Now, the proper way to do a compression test is heat the motor up by letting it run and then turning it over and getting a real compression, because the rings will be expanded and everything will be tight. Well, we didn't have the ability, we didn't have the ability to actually get it running. So anyways, we put Joey's 4-barrel on there. I know I'm jumping around on subjects here, but we got the carburetor issue figured out. Zach went and bought a plate from a 2 to 4-barrel adapter. We did that. Now again, the jugs felt rough, so we decided to pull them. Best thing to do, just pull them. Now I don't recommend you do this. Being this is not a customer's boat, and it's a personal boat, we
don't care.
yeah, we really don't care, honestly, because what we got this boat for and what this motor is, we don't care. Really, I mean, we're gonna make it run and we're gonna go have fun on it, and when the top end does go, we'll angle valve it. So
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the hull. I might keep it.
We're gonna angle valve it. Build this thing with 1 million horsepower.
Man, this thing's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, dang it. Anyways, I don't recommend you do this, but it works for a lot of people, and a lot of people do it because it buys them another 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years, some 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how you do it. I'm not a professional honer, and the right way to do it is having it sent to a aircraft machine shop or a machine shop and having them actually hone the jugs on a machine done right. And when you hone it, you need new rings, because just so it all seats correctly. And you should run braking oil when you do that. But again, we don't care about this thing. It's a darn generator engine, and we're gonna put out 1.21 gigawatts of electricity coming out of this thing. So anyways, I got my drill honer. We pulled these jugs. He's pulling that one now. We said we've done this side. 2 of them, we're going to take them all off. This side all had low compression on the tester. It was reading only 60 pounds. Again, we couldn't fire it up, and if we got it to fire up, it could have reseated and cleaned itself out and changed the oil and be all right. But we pulled them. The pistons in this thing are like brand new. The rings are like brand new. It had been gone through recently. But I believe the guy we got it from sunk it. He says he didn't, but the signs are there, the rust in the cylinders. Now that could be from sitting and the carburetor being open and the water running down. Yes, that could be. But a lot of other things have led me to believe it was sunk. One, the gas tank was just flopping around in there, meaning they pulled it out to drain it, sat it back in there, not bolted it just to see if the motor was going to run. That's number one of my conclusions. 2, the rust in places that shouldn't be, and the roughness. I mean, it could be moisture, guys. I could be wrong, but my gut is telling me it was sunk.
Same.
Zach's got the same. Oh, there's mud in the cup holders up there too. Just a lot of things. There's a flat spot in the cage because these deck overs, they like to roll when you go down because there's air trapped and all that other stuff. But we believe it was sunk, and being as I sanded the points and the mags and all that stuff. But these pistons are, like I was saying, are like new. I mean, they are super clean. The rings are super tight, very, very hard to get back in the cylinders. This one looks the same, as you can see. I mean, it's dirty because I put oil in it to help get everything in there nice and smooth and running good. But we not a dingleberry homer. It's better than a dingleberry homer, but it's still a drill honer. Again, it works for some people. I don't recommend it. You should definitely send yourself off to a machine shop to have it done correctly with new rings and break-in oil so you don't take the honing out of your jugs. The inside of this motor is super clean though. That's what makes me, another reason, believe that the guy said it was gone through recently. Also, every jug has a compression mark. The blue is what I wrote from my compression earlier, but you have 2 sets of numbers written on there that you could barely see. Still, here. This one had 120 psi, 150, 150.
Yeah.
The whole other side had only 60. Now it could come back after we got it running, but it just felt too rough, and we didn't know if I thought a ring might have come off if he'd sunk it. It being hot, getting cold real quick by the water, something shrunk or expanded too much and a ring popped off. Well, good thing was that didn't happen, but it felt rough, so we pulled them anyways. We got one more jug to pull. We're gonna hone. Again, I've already drill honed these. Not recommended, but it does work for some people, and it's gonna work for us in this case. So that other side had great compression readings, and I don't want to pull the other side. I really don't. I think the other side should be fine. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. When we get these other jugs back on, we'll turn it and see how the engine feels and how it acts. But as of that, right now, that's where we're at with it. It is getting late. Oh, have you guys seen? I've spray foamed the shop. My doors, oh, you guys haven't even seen my doors. That door turned out terrible because the spray foam quit mixing correctly, but that was done good. This somehow turned gray. I didn't paint it, it's just gray, and that's the other color. And I got an AC too, you guys. Oh, and I got that fan from Lowe's for 60 bucks because there was 2 nuts loose on it. It was a $300 fan. I got a big old 220 unit in there. Yeah, it's old, but old stuff's good. She blows cold, and when it's 100 outside, it's 75, 78 in here, and it feels great in here compared to out there, and I'm happy with that. I still got a lot of spray foaming and insulating to do, but again, this is a makeshift shop. Just doing for now. But we're gonna get back to working on this. We're just checking in with y'all, and Zach, you got anything to say?
No.
Well, there's a pistol at your head.
Oh. Let me out of this cage.
Oh yeah, oh God. Oh,
Been here all day.
Guys, this cage, this whole rigging has no X braces in it. Put X brace in your rigging, because I mean it flexes so much. It actually, the prop hit the cage because it's so. Oof. Anyways, enough me yip yapping. We're gonna get back to it, and we will check back in with you guys in a minute. Well guys, it is 10:10. We got all the jugs back on. I popped that valve cover off. We have to take all the valve covers off, and I still have to put the push rods and push rod tubes back in on this side. And we're probably gonna pull the other side off and do the same thing that we did on this side. But I'm taking you guys with me, so stay tuned. All right, y'all, so I got the other jugs off yesterday or day before. When I went to put the pistons back in the jugs, I ended up snapping 2 oil rings. Went down to my buddy Ray's yesterday. He got us set up with 2 new sets of rings. So I got the jugs back on. So what I did was I drained the oil, because these 220s, if you don't have them under a carport or a cover over them, their intakes are on top of the engine. So if rainwater gets in there, gravity's going to take it down into your jugs. It'll eventually get past your rings, into the block, and the water's going to be in the oil pan. Good thing I drained the oil, because there was a ton of rainwater in it, and we're just going through the motions on getting this thing cleaned up and ready to fire up. So stick with me, y'all. Well, all right, y'all. She's all back together. And we are ready to see if she's gonna fire up. But if you guys want to see it fire up, you're gonna have to catch on the next video. So that much being said, remember guys, I love you, Jesus loves you, and until next time guys, see ya. Whoa, wait a minute. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do me a favor, smash it. It's completely free, 100% free. And when we hit 50K, we're doing giveaway boats. We're gonna start building giveaway boats. Not one, we're gonna do several. The more subscribers I get, more boats we're gonna build. So anyways, see you guys.